Hello and welcome to Ruler 3's video review for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, a platformer from Retro Studios and Nintendo for the Wii U. So, I don't have a lot of experience with Donkey Kong. I've only played a handful of the Donkey Kong Country games, mostly 2 and 3, the only ones I've really played. The most I've ever played a Donkey Kong game was Donkey Kong 64. It's really the only game I really ever played that was a Donkey Kong game. The other country games I mentioned, I just played over at a friend's house for a little bit, but I was never really into Donkey Kong. However, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze may have turned me on to its platforming system, as it is both difficult, fun, and actually very, very pretty to look at. So the plot of Tropical Freeze is it's Donkey Kong's birthday, so you know he's with his buddies Trixie Kong, Diddy Kong, and Cranky Kong, when all of a sudden out of the blue come these like penguin Vikings known as Snowmads, and they basically unleash the icy storm that turns Donkey Kong's tropical lush island into a frozen wasteland of ice and snow. And it's, you know, Donkey Kong must, you know, fight to reclaim his homeland in battle in something he's not really used to, which is, you know, a more frosty environment. The story as a whole, you know, is more or less just a reason for Donkey Kong to go island hopping. It's not really prominent otherwise, and give you kind of a reason why, you know, you start off in more of a tropical setting, and then as the further and further you, or the closer and closer you get, excuse me, you get to the Donkey Kong's island, the colder and colder it gets, and the more extreme environments get. So that's really it for story. You know, it's fun, it's good, and you know, it's, you know, a good Donkey Kong story as much as, you know, Donkey Kong will be, but it's more about the platforming in this case, and I'll get to that in a second. So the gameplay is, it's a side-scroller platformer, in the vein of, you know, like I said, Donkey Kong Country. Also, Puppeteer is my latest, I think, platforming game I reviewed, and it's like that. But anyway, you play as Donkey Kong, and you travel through different islands via a kind of Super Mario World style map. You have different places you can go to. There's a couple of hidden paths and stuff, so it's got a lot of, you know, varied paths you can go to some extent. And you just go jump on monsters, collect bananas. There's coins that you can collect as well to buy things in Funky Kong shop. Not Funky, yeah, Funky Kong. As well as balloons, which are revives, and you can spell Kong. And there's also puzzle pieces, which unlocks you know, different things, mostly art and collectibles, mostly. Now as you go, you can pick up different barrels, or you can pull things out from under the ground using the R buttons. And every now and then you'll find a barrel with, you know, initials on it, and it'll either be DD, TD, or CD, and that's Diddy, Trixie, and Cranky. You can have one of them active at a time, and they also increase your health. Originally you only start with 2 parts, but if you have a partner it goes up to 4, which is very important because I'll tell you, this game is very, very difficult. It is very much a trial by error game. And it's actually really good because of that, because unlike, you know, I'm going to compare it to, you know, the new Super Mario Brothers Wii U to some extent. And even Puppeteer is, you know, you can pretty much blow through those games really easily. There's, you know, it's platforming, but it's easy platforming, but it's kind of fun. Whereas Donkey Kong is more of that hardcore platforming. And at first, if you play this after this, you know, deciding to trust me on this is, you know, it starts off kind of easy. By the time you get to the second island, things start getting ridiculous, and I think I'm on the 4th island right now, and it's really hard, and I'm enjoying it very much. Now it's a little frustrating because you have to go back to the, you know, checkpoint, the last checkpoint you got to, but it's, you know, it's nice having a challenge again in a platformer, and Donkey Kong is able to do that really well. Now back to the sidekicks. So each of the 3 sidekicks has a different ability. Diddy has a jetpack and has kind of a hover, and allows you to get over long distant gaps a little easier. Dixie, who is personally I think the most useful, has kind of a little bit of a double jump kind of thing going. So you can jump and then you'll go a little higher into the air. while it doesn't go quite as far as Diddy's Hover, it still does cover a lot more ground, and the extra little jump into the air saves your butt so many times, it's ridiculous. Cranky, on the other hand, is, if you ever played DuckTales, you can hop on his cane over like spikes and stuff, which is kind of useful, as well as get just kind of timing jumps a little easier. If it's, you know, jump here, then jump here. You can time that with his cane a little bit, get some extra air, and get to places a little easier. So all three of them are very, very useful for different situations, although I think Dixie is, I think, the most useful for situations. And the gameplay for them works fine. It's really easy to use their abilities. However, if you, like I said, when you get them, you get 4 hearts. If you lose 2, you lose your partner. And then you're back down to 2 until you find a heart or another one and get your partner back. There's also, at the end of every level, there's a little barrel you hit, and depending on what you hit, depends on what item you get. There's a kapow one that if you hit it so many times, you get more things. It's kind of cool. The boss battles are really fun. They're difficult, which is good, but they're not super difficult to where, you know, they're, you know, not beatable and punishing you. It's more or less you have to know the fight. It's not like you can just go there, beat it. You have to, you know the moves, figure out how to, you know, dodge certain mechanics or use certain mechanics in order to beat the bosses. And it's a really, really good experience, and it's a lot of fun. Now, Donkey Kong has a couple other modes that I don't really want to get into. There's a time attack, which has leaderboards, and you can play co-op. I'm not going to get into that, because Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is great. It is one of the best platforming games I've played since Puppeteer. Which isn't saying much, because I don't think there's a lot of platform games that have come out since Puppeteer. But it is by far one of the best games on the Wii U that I am proud to have next to Pikmin 3 as the only other Wii U game I really own. I own a couple others. I think I own 2 others, but never play them, whereas Pikmin I play a little bit more of. So I was really glad that, you know, I originally rented this game because I wasn't sure I was going to be. I then bought it, so kind of tells you that I'm going to give this game a buy verdict. If you have a Wii U, this is definitely one of the games that you need to get. It is really fun. It is really addicting. And if Nintendo needs more like games like these in order for the Wii U to move. So if you have a Wii U, get Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. If you don't have a Wii U, the games are starting to pile up. And, you know, with this Pikmin 3... and, you know, in the future, new Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World 3D is really good. The games keep coming, and hopefully they keep coming, because I'm one of those weird people that bought a Wii U on release because I thought it'd be really good, and I've been kind of let down. But they're starting to build my faith up, and I'm really glad they are. So, thanks for listening, everybody. Next video coming up will be for Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 for the Xbox 360 and PS3, and then Thief will be the last one of the week. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get whenever I post these videos. Leave a comment below whether you think I'm right or wrong if you played the game, or whether or not, you know, you've decided to buy this on my opinion, or, you know, completely ignore my opinion because I suck. I don't care. Just leave comments. I like reading them, no matter how positive or negative. I like criticism. I try to use that to make these videos better. So thanks for listening, everybody, and always remember to trust in the rule of 3.